This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by trainer Joe Gallagher out here in Texas. Joe, we've just witnessed the weigh-in of Canelo versus your guy Canelo-Smith ahead of what is a blockbuster fight tomorrow night. Straight into it, what did you make of the pair of them on the scales?
Yeah, both looked in great shape, which you'd expect from them. Canelo banging 168. The funny part of the weigh-in is that they had to wear a mask. Canelo turned up without the mask. The commissioner sent him or someone off to get a mask, so he'd put the weight on the scales. I just said, I hope that mask don't weigh too much that he's overweight, but both of them banged on 168. It's both look in great shape, and even though, Andy, you've been around here fight week, there's not that many people in the hotel. You can feel the buzz all of a sudden. There's a new energy in there now, like yesterday, today, and after the weigh, there's a new energy. It's really gathered momentum within a small amount of people in this bubble here, so hopefully that's reflected back home. I don't know how it's gone down back home.
When you see Canelo on the scales and give him the jump from when he first started out of his career all the way up to light heavyweight to fight Kovalev back down to super middle for Callum, does it surprise you that he does come in bang on 168, that maybe he doesn't come in a bit lighter, or was you expecting that?
No, obviously he's going against someone bigger. I don't think he wants to lose that much weight. He wants to just hit 168 there and straight back up to whatever he'll get in the ring at, do you know what I mean? So whether it be 13 stone, 13-4, whichever, we'll just have to see.
Throughout this week, Joe, Callum's been he's just kept himself to himself. He hasn't looked to come around, he hasn't tried to mingle, and that's obviously fair play to him. He just wants to be in his own bubble and do his own thing. How do you think he has coped with a very different fight experience to what he's used to, and in normal circumstances the kind of experience this fight would have generated for him would be very different?
Not much difference, to be honest, Andy, whether we be in the Hilton in Liverpool or out in Jeddah. That's always been the case. He gets fight week, he's in his room, the brothers, they're playing the Mario Kart, so if he was in Liverpool, people will knock on for a bit of tickets, or he'll go and get his hair cut. That's always been calm, he's always laid back, and you've seen this week, he's not an awe of anything, he's just so laid back, and you don't think he's going into one of the biggest fights of the year.
Preparing for this fight whilst you've been out here, Joe, talk to me about any challenges that you have had to overcome, or how it's been trying for this past week and a half while you guys have been out here, trying to just kind of get those final little bits of preparations and tactics into place.
Yeah, no, listen, the hotel staff have been very good. Stinker that the coffee shop shuts like 1 till 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Everyone's climbing the walls, aren't they? But apart from that, they set the ring up, the gym, everything else. They've been very accommodating, and we've been allowed to train at the times that we want to. We've not clashed with anyone, and no, it's been good. We couldn't have asked for a better training week.
As the weeks kind of progressed towards fight night, Joe, has your own opinion on the fight, has it changed at all in terms of what you're expecting from Canelo when you are seeing him day in, day out, when you're seeing him at a press conference and the way that he talks, you see him on the scales? Does anything that he says, the way that he comes across, does it change your opinions on what to expect come fight night?
No, not really. I think when you're building up for a big fight like this, it's like chess. So you're always trying to think, well, if we do that, they'll do this. I've looked at Callum as already, and also was looking at him and mostly thinking, right, Callum Smith does that, we'll do this. Callum Smith does that, we'll do that. So I've looked at Callum like Eddie Reynoso, so we've got to tighten up on them things, and then when he tries to do them, we counteract him. So that's it. But like I say, sometimes you can start second guessing and going, especially when people start telling you at the bookies what the odds are. Like I think I said to a few people last night, am I not seeing this somewhere? Because if I'm not, and I'm being a bit senile and just being blatantly loyal, just let me know. But I just think everyone that's been around there, you've seen him the other night in the gym, the drills we were working on, all type of stuff. I just think it's nailed it bang on. I think Stephen, the brother, said to me yesterday, he said, I really enjoyed that the other night. I've not been there, no fight camp, so it was good to see what he'd worked on. And he was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Yeah, definitely that works. Yeah, definitely that works. So fight night now for Callum to go in there and do what he can do, and don't do what he can do now, because it's what I don't want him to do that can lose him the fight.
Has it surprised you at all that kind of back home, heading into this fight, many people, we all knew about the size difference and the advantages that Callum held, but it was only up until the point when they saw that first face-off, people really kind of took note of it because they saw physical evidence through photographs or videos as to just how big of a difference it was, and it certainly seems to have swayed people's opinions on the fight. Don't get me wrong, heading into it, I don't think it's one of those fights I don't think many people can just comfortably say Canelo will comfortably win this way, Callum could comfortably win this way, but seeing that face-off from the first one earlier this week, it certainly changed people's opinions. Does it surprise you that it's taken for people to think, hang on a second, it is maybe a bit more of a complicated fight to predict?
Well, I don't really know what the feedback has been at home. Obviously, I've said what everyone else is saying, oh, Callum's big and everything else, but Canelo's had his best wins against tall people. Chavez, he bullied around the ring, not Kovalev last time out. It's been sparring the big heavyweight that's on the bill, so it's like we've just got to deal with it, and Canelo's trained to deal with Callum. It's not that I don't know him, we haven't seen him. They were in Arizona last year. I mean, everyone knows, so he knows the size of him, and Callum's the same size as the heavyweight. I eyed the pair of them up yesterday, so that's what it's took to get Callum some attention. Never mind talk about the fight, it's good that Callum's now getting a bit of attention, and it's took that. If people think, they always say a good big one beats a good little one, but we know Canelo's a special little one, but we've got to humanise Canelo, and it's just another man, 2 arms, 2 legs, bleeds, punches hard with either hand, does lose rounds, and we've just got to make sure, like you say, we know what we're doing in the fight, and Callum can put it together on the night.
I know you only had a month of actual official preparation for the fight. I know you was in camp beforehand, but it's a month since it was announced. But
I wish it was the 2 months, 10 weeks. I felt all the way the training camp was getting better and better and better and better, and shots and timing was getting better and better, and rhythm and feet getting better and better. And even when we came out here from like, when did we train? We trained Friday, we trained Saturday, and then Monday, and then Tuesday, and then last night, and you can just see it's getting better and better, and it's getting more fluid and everything. And it's just like I said to Callum before we left, God, I wish we did have them extra 2 or 3 weeks, because you just absolutely, Callum's very coachable. He only needs to be told once or twice and he grasps it. He's not somebody that needs drilling and drilling and drilling, but we're happy with what we've got and what we've worked on. But yeah, of course we would have loved the extra few weeks to absolutely nail this down.
On the weight front though, Joe, everybody knows how big a game Callum is for the weight, but whenever I've come up to the gym, he's always been in tremendous condition. He always keeps himself ticking over. But in a month's space for him to have been able to do it in the manner that he has, and he looked good on the scales, it wasn't like he was looking gaunt and his eyes were drooping or anything like that. He looked bang on. Is it at all a surprise to you by just how well he has coped in trying to get the weight on point, the weight in the manner that he has?
No, because everyone knows who's in the gym, whether you're a Crawler or a Quigg or a Butler or a Tasher or Callum Johnson and Canelo-Smith, they're all in the gym, they're ticking over. Marcus Moran, they're always in the gym and they're ticking over and they're there or thereabouts. No one's got to give a fighter that I train 12 weeks notice, no one. So Callum's took the pound for pound number 1 on at 5 weeks notice, so we sort of like set a new barrier now for everyone else, like, do you know what I mean? But no, that's the idea of being in the gym, staying ready, and the phone can go at any time. And I know you can be in there think it's not happening, but I'm always a big believer what you put in you get out, and that's it. It's no point crying about stuff if you're not getting it, if you're not in the gym and you're not active. But Cam's applied himself well, like you just said there, and you see him in the gym. Everyone that comes to the gym, they all see him weigh. He's not this huge kid that struggles with weight, do you know what I mean? Otherwise I would have moved him up to light heavyweight, do you know what I mean? It's just, there's no point, does it comfortable.
Talk to me about the ring for tomorrow night, Joe. We've obviously seen it here in the hotel, a bigger ring than what you probably may have been expecting, yeah. Or certainly it's a bigger ring than what we've seen back home. Your thoughts on it and trying to obviously engineer Callum's tactics around that?
Yeah, obviously it's the biggest ring Callum would have fought in. I think it's bigger than the one in Jeddah, so we've been at night, we've been using the ring's here for us all to use. It's been knocked down now and brought up to the stadium over there, so he's been in there and adjusting with his feet where he needs to be and realising what's behind him, how many steps his feet, where he has to be to position himself in the ring now and not find himself falling short or going to the ropes too easy. He's got a huge playing field around him to move around with. But so is Canelo, who's very good at moving.
Joe, Callum wins on Saturday night. How big is that for British boxing?
I'd say it's the biggest. I think it's the biggest. I think when you look at it, there's only ever been 16 fights between the Ring Magazine champion v a ring champion. The only two Brits that have been involved with them was Kawasaki v Hopkins and Ricky Hatton Floyd Mayweather. So that's an exclusive club that Callum's joined. But for Callum to come in here would have been like, at the time, Ricky Hatton beating Floyd Mayweather. So that says it all.
It's tunnel vision time now, Joe, so I'm going to leave a final word to yourself. Tomorrow night, Canelo-Smith prepares for goes in for the biggest fight of his career today. One of the biggest fights I know you've been involved in. I know you've had big fights before, but this again is up there. Final words for everyone who's going to be tuning in back home on DAZN. Take it away. What do you want to say to everyone?
Yeah, it's on DAZN. It's also on BBC 5 Live commentary if you can't get into Costello and Bunty. Yeah, thanks for all the support, the good luck messages, the DMs. Callum's getting them, the brothers are getting them, and just tune in, and thanks for the support, and hopefully we've got to do it.
Joe, I will echo those words. Best of luck for tomorrow night to yourself and the team. I appreciate your time as always this week, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
No problem, mate. Cheers, Andy.
Cheers, Joe.
Mate.